Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of Into the Void. Today's game will be between TheOldDude and Laughingman on Blood Boil, the latter edition. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is a Laughingman. And in the top left side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is TheOldDude from Old Dudes with a flaming skull spinning logo. Awesome. Awesome stuff to be sure. So if this is your first time here at Into the Void, first of all, welcome aboard. It is my weekly examination of Bronze and Silver League level gameplay sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Into the Void. I get these screened. The best ones are cast, and we kind of just look at how things are in the Bronze and Silver League levels at this day in StarCraft 2 history. Are the players, they know what they're doing? They have good build orders right now. Do they have decent micro? Probably no to either of these questions, although more often than not, we have some decent build orders happening. Laughingman does go hatch first. Probably going to go for the extractor. And then the pool, he knows this is safe against Protoss in the current expansion of Legacy of the Void. It was not safe for a long time to go hatch first against Protoss, for those of you who are new to StarCraft 2. In fact, it pretty much just opened yourself up to being cannon rushed until you died. But you can do it pretty safely now, as the rush distance is about the same as it always was to get that probe out there, but the hatch goes down sooner, it's easier to scout it out, and it's just harder to cannon, so a lot of Protoss players don't bother. Not that it never happens, mind you. There is a forge coming up for TheOldDude. TheOldDude, it did get a Nexus. Was that a Nexus first? Out of TheOldDude, it was a Nexus first out of TheOldDude here into a forge, into a gateway. I think that's going to be for defensive cannons. He doesn't have a probe out putting pylons down, which you would need in order to offensively throw down cannons. The extractor's done for Laughingman. He does not have any drones on it yet. That's something you have to pay attention to. There you go. You want to get those drones on there as soon as the extractor pops. Just messes everything up. It delays it a lot if you don't get those on there in time. And look, he's not going to have enough for speed for his lings for quite a while at this point, and that's a long upgrade. So speedlings are going to be delayed right now, which is not fatal, especially not in the Silver Leagues where this one is, where this game happens to be being played. Defensive cannon up for TheOldDude. Has a double assimilator going up inside his main base, a pylon, and a cannon at this backdoor rock tower as well, in case somebody tries to come this way. And in this backdoor, into his natural, he will be ready for it. Yeah, I mean, it's a kind of a long way around, but you can get there. You can get there if you try hard enough. Blood Boil is an interesting map that way. Speed on the way for Laughingman. A Zealot coming in for TheOldDude. A lot of lings actually on the field. There are 10 with 2 more on the way for Laughingman. All right, serious business with these lings. There's a dead something here. What is this? Is that a dead zealot? Kind of looks like a dead zealot laying in the cold snow, but that's what happens when they die. They evaporate when they die. Cannon does kill one of the lings that tries to come up here. Do not come up here, lings. Good job. Good job coming back, Laughingman. Do not suicide all of your lings into here, because that cannon and that zealot will kill a numerous amount of lings. Baneling nest on the way for Laughingman. Gonna break this down with banelings, which, not a huge fan. I have had some really bad experiences in the past going baneling bust against Protoss. Although it's usually against players who are pretty good with sentry force fields, and that can really just shut down any attempt at a baneling bust. You got those sentries, you see it coming, throw those force fields up, and then bad stuff happens to the Zerg. Cybernetics core done for TheOldDude. He's not using that as part of his wall up front, which I'm a huge fan of. So happy to see that's not at the front door, because those things die. Cyber cores can die, and that really cuts off your additional tech paths, which is bad against Zerg. You want people to respond, right? Zerg is the responsive race that sees what your opponent is doing and then responds to it. But Protoss as well. If you see your opponent has a lot of lings and a lot of banelings, maybe don't go Adept Zealot. Maybe don't do that at all. Maybe get Immortals and Archons and some Storm instead. I mean, you're going to want that anyway, right? You're going to want some kind of splash damage, some kind of Immortal play against the Zerg, usually no matter what. Although, I don't know, Immortal against Ling Baneling, they're good at absorbing hits, but pretty bad against everything else in that composition. Stalker going to knock down this Overlord from Laughingman. Zap. Zap. Just scout to see if there's a third base yet. There's not third base coming in for Laughingman. A little tiny bit late. I mean, the Protoss player has showed no indication he's going to go for anything scary at all this early into the game. So that third base could have come down maybe 2 minutes ago, or a minute and a half ago, I would say. Got spine crawlers coming up again as well, but this is why you have Overlord scouting. This is why you have lings in the middle of the map as well. So you know when this attack is coming, and you can throw down the spine crawlers in a reactionary way instead of preparing for something that might never come. This hurts right here. I mean, I know static defense, it's going to be good if you're playing blind. I like having at least a spore crawler in your mineral lines, but at the same time, these 2 spine crawlers just feels like overkill, considering our Protoss player has a Stalker, an Adept, and a Zealot right now, which you could probably handle with a bunch of Speedlings. So Baneling Nest is done. Speedlings are out. They're doing absolutely nothing, though. I thought for sure Laughingman would go for a Baneling Bust of some kind, but he's choosing not to. His lair is done. Maybe he wants speed for his Banelings before he moves out with the Baneling Bust. It's going to be really, really late. The thing is, a Baneling Bust would be pretty great here. It really would. I mean, there's a Zealot and a Stalker, and there is a Photon Cannon. You take down this pylon, Lings flood in, and I think Zerg just straight up wins. So 2 Adepts moving out for the old dude. A little later than we're used to seeing at the pro level, but again, this is not the pro level. This is going to be at silver. Things are going to be delayed just a little bit. People have general ideas of what to do, but timings are not as crisp. Micro, not as crisp, and that's how things get weird and into the void. Adepts, silent transferring here into the main base. There's really nothing here to stop this except, oh, billion Zerglings. A lot of Zerglings show up, and a Queen hitting as well. Adepts are trying to kill some of these drones. They don't have resonating glaives, though, so it's hard for them to get too many worker kills. 3 is not bad, but 3 in exchange for 2 Adepts is probably not as efficient as you'd want it to be as the Protoss player working on +1/+1. For Roach is working on a Roach Warren, which he doesn't have yet, so he's working on the upgrades before the Roach Warren is done, which is thinking ahead, which is fine. I like upgrades quite a bit, actually. And a lot of the times in these lower level games, the player that doesn't have upgrades is the one who generally tends to lose. What is our Protoss player working on? Meanwhile, additional gateways coming in. Does have that Twilight Council and Observer on the way from the robotics facility. And double Stargate back here from the old dude, back behind his main mineral line. So nobody's really done too much damage here. Yeah, no, I mean, there has been a little bit of some scouting from Laughingman. There's been that little tiny Adept push from the old dude, but that's about it. Otherwise, they've had a bit of a gentleman's agreement to not murder each other in the first 7 minutes of the game so far. Templar Archives warping in back of this third base that the old dude did end up taking after the Overlord scouted it and saw nothing there. Boom! That's when he threw down the Nexus. You got to really throw off your Zerg opponent there. So Laughingman could go for a 4th base. I mean, he is entirely left alone. It's 40 to 55 or 44 to 50 harvesters. The old dude has a lead right about now. Infestation Pit done, though, for Laughingman, so he's probably going to go for a hive once this Queen is done. Once that Queen is building, and a Macro Hatch on the way from Laughingman, too, recognizing he's having a hard time spending all of his money. So Macro Hatch, there is no shame in having a Macro Hatch. Observer from the old dude creeping on in, trying to see what it can see. Is there anything to really stop this? No Spore Crawlers, no Overseers. Yeah, I've been in that position before. I've played against a Protoss, and I show up, and the Protoss knows exactly where I'm attacking, has the units to completely destroy my army, and I'm like, how? What? He's like, I had an Observer sitting over your main for the last 10 minutes, and I was like, oh. That's why you get a couple Spore Crawlers. That's why you get an Overseer. Just maybe one, patrol it back and forth. You don't have to do much with it. Phoenix out for the old dude. We don't see much Phoenix in the lower level games. It just takes a lot of control to use them properly, and so far, killing Overlords is using them properly. Another Overlord gonna die here. Poor Soul Overlord. Dark Templar on the way. Templar Shrine, rather. Dark Shrine for the old dude. Coming in. Spore Crawlers. There we go. Spore Crawlers in response to seeing Phoenix. Okay. I mean, better late than never. Hydralisk Den here, too, getting muscular augments, which for a time was split into 2 different upgrades. Injecting fairly well on this main base, considering there are 3 Queens here. So 3 Queens and a Spore will deal with a lot of Phoenix. The old dude has 4. He's working on 2 more. He's making Immortals back home. He's making a lot of Adepts. I like the composition here. Some interesting choices from the old dude. I have to imagine those Dark Templar are going to be used for Archons instead of as Dark Templar, but so far he's actually made nothing with that Dark Shrine. So we will have to see if he chooses to do something with it, or if that's just an in case of emergency, make Dark Templar kind of a moment. Phoenix could have killed another Overlord, but they were so busy trying to fly to this bottom left corner that they didn't. Robotics Bay on the way from the old dude as well. These players are so timid. They are so timid. I guess the Phoenix are moving out at the 9.5 minute mark, but again, Queen, oh my gosh, 2 Spores. 2 Spores is probably not overkill. Honestly, against 6 Phoenix, 2 Spores, and 3 Queens is probably what you want to shut this thing down hard. It might be a little bit too hard, but you know what? At this level, better safe than sorry. Yep, Archons Archon's here for the old dude. Beautiful choice against Zerg. I can really never say that Archons are a bad choice against Zerg, no matter what they're doing. No matter what they are doing. The old dude might be thinking about taking a 4th base at this goal just outside of that front door, but there are a bunch of Lings just waiting for that to happen. However, the army for the old dude's here with Archons, with Adepts, and these Lings are going to get absorbed very quickly. Archon 3 kills, Archon 6 kills, and that's all she wrote. Some of the Lings do manage to escape with their lives. The Phoenix come back. I'm not sure how much use they are against Zerglings. Fleet Beacon coming in too. The old dude just basically making whatever he wants right now. I like it. I like it very much. Has he still not made a hive? No, he's working on Overlord speed. Pneumatized Carapace. Any further upgrades? +2 perhaps? Nope. None of those. Just a hajillion Zerglings. Okay, pro tip. If your opponent has a lot of Archons, Zerglings are not going to be the answer. They are not going to be the answer, especially not if there are Colossus coming out too. The old dude is working on Colossus, making 2 of them at a time out of his 2 robotics facilities. Where is his number 2? There's one there, and there's one back here at the 3rd base with extended thermal lance. He also has queued up this gravitic boosters upgrade, which increases the movement speed of observers. So hey, that's fine too. All right, so Lings are here with +1 armor. Lot of Banelings coming in. 7 Banelings coming in too. Carrier production has begun for the old dude. He's doing whatever he wants. He is just absolutely on fire right now with all of his tech choices. Lings could give a bit of a run by into this natural base. Most of the army's protecting the 4th for the old dude, and that might actually be what happens here. There's Overseers for Laughingman. Excellent, excellent. I do like seeing detection, but Colossus and Carriers for the old dude. That is difficult to pull off. That's difficult to afford with gas. You'll notice he's down to 25, 65 gas right around there, and he's spending it as fast as he makes it. Some Hydras joining the party for Laughingman. So it's a Hydra Roach Baneling attack. Suddenly Laughingman is 184 supply. He did not have that a second ago. That is the power of Zerg, though. Lurker Den morphing in. Laughingman's 4th base coming up too. Ling's getting that run by. Nothing stopping this. Oh, there's 2 Colossus, though. Get the Colossus. Run around the outside and get the Colossus. Why are you worried about this cannon? All right, I guess the Colossus were not really super involved. Coming for the backside is the old dude. He's got Archons. He's got Immortals, Roaches, Hydras. This is just a lot of stuff. Maybe not the correct composition, right? Maybe not the correct composition for the Zerg, but he just has enough, I think, to win this thing. The Hydra's doing great against the Phoenix. Lings right on top of these Colossus, and they're still alive, though. They are still alive. 17 and 26 kills on those Colossus, and by themselves, once again, unsupported. Pretty terrible, actually. One of them is going to die. The other one dies with 24 kills, and suddenly the Protoss space is in a lot of trouble. 116 to 83 total supply. DTs, one behind Dark Shrine. DTs are here. Where did the Overseers go? Are the Overseers dead? I feel like maybe they're dead. Yes, both Overseers are dead. The Dark Templar are doing way more damage than they should be able to here. Carrier 2 bringing it down. Bringing the pain down on these Roaches and these Hydras, and the Zerg army is gone. Just gone. 5 kills on that Carrier, and the Dark Templar, the emergency Dark Templar, did their job. Maybe that's why you need more than 2 Overseers, or just babysit them a little bit better. Bunch of Hydras just came in. 16 Hydras just came in. 20 Lings came in. Tunneling Claws on the way. Burrow move on the way from Laughingman too. Not sure what he's planning on doing with that, unless it's burrowing and moving. Still no Hive, which is a bit of a problem for the Zerg player. We've got melee attacks level 2 available, which means he has +1 melee complete. So +1/+2 on the Lings, and +2/+2 +1/+2 on the Hydras as well. So okay, you know that there were Dark Templar there, right? You heard the sound, the very distinctive like sound. That's not what it sounds like. That's not the right way to do it, but you know what it sounds like. You've heard it a million times in my cast, if not nowhere else. Nidus Network on the way from Laughingman. Yes, I love the Nidus Network no matter what. There's a reason I chose the Nidus Worm Eruption sound as my opening sound to my casts. Every cast that I do has that. Ling Hydra against Archon, Carrier, Dark Templar. Maybe not ideal. Laughingman, perhaps recognizing that right now, decides to pull back. Resources lost, 7,000. What is this here? Ling pops in. 7,000 for the Protoss, and about 7,000, maybe 8 for Laughingman. So pretty even Steven right now. 4th base done for Laughingman, and a 5th base on the way, and a 6th base on the way along this left side as well. So he's upgrading along his side of the map very nicely. Upgrade and attack and all that stuff. Does my phone just made a noise. I never have that on noise. What was that? That was probably the tweet about my podcast launching. Anyway, Ling's Hydra's here at the 4th base of the old dude. Cannon's not doing great against these units with upgrades, especially not the Hydras. Coming in from the top side, TheOldDude trying to deal with this. And again, Archon Colossus, pretty amazing against Hydra. I don't know if you want to stop and do anything here, man. You might pick off the Zealots, which is fine. TheOldDude does not care about losing Zealots. The Colossus are not following, and actually nobody pursues either of these. Hydralisks do manage to live. So yes, I have a podcast. It is with Wade, one of my subscribers from Australia. We recorded it. We put it on the iTunes store. It is available. A 7th base on the way for Laughingman here too. Is expanding super hard. So again, link in the description. Check it out. It's about an hour, a little bit under an hour. We talk about artificial intelligence and Marvel movies. And I think our next one, actually by the time this posts, I think our second one will have launched as well, where it's a focus on E3. So the gaming convention, if you're unfamiliar with video game terminology. Talk about the games that have been announced, what's going to come out, what we're excited about, what we're not excited about, etc. Hydra is just suiciding themselves into this just perfect composition to kill Hydralisks. I don't think they're even on attack move, actually, for Laughingman. So he's pulling back. All right, Laughingman, what are we doing here? We have 72 Lings and 8 Hydras and a Roach with 10 Queens. This is, I mean, if you can get the Protoss player out in the open, maybe you get a surround with these Zerglings. 40 more Lings on the way, 40. With an Ultralisk Cavern. Okay, Ultras I like. Ultras are pretty good against Colossus and Archons. I mean, the Archons do bonus damage to them because they do bonus damage to everything that's biological, including Archons, and that's everything that Zerg has. So, but 7 bases up for Laughingman. His queen count is going to be through the roof. He's got 10. He's making 3 more. 13 queens in a 16-minute game is a lot of queens. So Lings, Banes, going for this Baneling stuff again. I'm just not sure how effective. No. Is this a bad rally? Somebody rallied up there. Where are you, hatcheries? That one's rallied over that way. This one's rallied. He might have moved it. He might have moved it because that's twice now. Units have just run directly into this army of the old dudes without actually attacking at all. I think they would have died anyway, but at least go down swinging, man. At least go down swinging, Zerg units. 3 Ultras on the way for Laughingman. He's got a greater Spire as well, so Broodlords could come into play. Broodlord pretty fantastic here, except there are carriers, which Broodlords can't bother. A lot of Zealots here for the old dude. And again, the Banelings are going to be pretty important against all of these Zealots. Where the heck did your army go? Did you just suicide them somewhere? Are they way back here? Are they in the... where... Lings. Oh, they're here. Okay. Like in this little corner of the main base of Laughingman. I don't know why he's hiding them there, because it certainly seems like he's hiding them there. Laughingman needs gas. He's got 2,800 minerals in the bank and 100 gas. He has not taken the extractors on either his 4th, 5th, 6th, or 7th bases. His 7th base is working on 1 extractor, which is nice. This is the base that only has 1, that's being Geyser. Which again is something about the new map pools that I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of, but it does kind of mix it up, so hey, why not? Why not? Okay, if you got Ultras, you need chitinous plating. You need chitinous plating. Like, need it. I don't know how to make this any more emphasized. Is chitinous plating. Just the Ultras are tanks as such. They need their armor, they need their shields, and if they don't have it, they die a lot faster. So this one right here. Chitinous plating, 150, 150. It's not very expensive, but it gives them so much more armor. Plus 3, plus 2 armor to the Ultras. Definitely worth it. So Ling's coming up this right side. A lot of Zerglings. While the army of the old dude is coming down this left side. This might turn into a base race just based on where the armies are located. Mothership Core is not here with the old dude. He's coming right into this 6th base of Laughingman. There's not much here. There's a queen. She's going to die. The hatch is going to die as well. Is Laughingman coming home? No, he's going right in this front door. Baneling's leading the charge. Baneling's getting hit by cannons is not great, but finally attacking. 7th base of Laughingman going to die. There's a lot of drones here, and they are getting absolutely removed from the map. That's 17 dead drones, Archons. How many 4 Colossus? Just showing the full power of the Protoss army as it continues to destroy the Zerg base. Spore Crawlers trying to take down these Colossus, but I don't think they have enough time before they get destroyed. The Zerg army making quick work of the Protoss base as well, and the base race is in full swing. Another carrier coming to join the carrier group. Queens try to take it down, but not quite enough DPS to take it down before it reaches the carrier group. Whoa, hang on a second. This Colossus is almost dead. That Spore Crawler almost got it. almost got it here. Come on, Zerg Army. You can't just sit there. You can't just sit there. You got to do something. In base races, every second matters. If you have all this much DPS, +1 on your Lings, +1 on your Ultralisks, you got to go. I don't know what you're trying to do back here. How are you defending? Are you running drones? Oh, he's building a million spine crawlers. Will they be done in time before the army shows up? I don't know. They're starting to pop, but they die so fast. It just doesn't matter. These Archons are killing them with +2 attack. Storm on top of that. Queen as well. Just trying to get Sonic Storms out while A moving the rest of his army here. Colossus and Archons and Carriers. And the Zerg army decides it's time to move. And that was the impetus. That was the time to get the heck on in there and start killing Protoss structures. It's going to come down to whoever's building is left over here. Although a direct confrontation between these armies, I feel like the old dude is in a pretty good position to win that one. Nidus Network might be the last thing to die here, actually. For some reason, not really being focused down until everything else is dead. Oh, now it is. Evolution Chamber is pretty much dead at the same time, though they do deny upgrades on that Evolution Chamber. That hurts. That hurts a little bit here. Drones trying to run for it. Can any of them escape? No. Colossus with 12 kills, and these Carriers just murdering stuff. 24 kills on this Carrier as well. Secret bases of the old dude along the left side have not been discovered. Oh, just kidding. Hydras and Ultras are here. And that's going to be bad news, actually, for the old dude. I don't think he can afford to lose these two bases. At the same time, though, the Zerg structures are getting burned down pretty darn quickly at this point. Overlord's dying. Laughingman is now officially supply blocked. And he's lost both his main, his natural, and his third base. He has these two bases. He got the one at the gold, but he's taking money in but not doing anything with it because he doesn't have any structures with which to do anything. It might actually be useful if he could get a spawning pool up and just try to build as many Lings as he could to assist with this base trade type situation. He's got his army up here at this backdoor base of the old dude. Probes are trying to fight, but +1 Lings with +2 armor are just too much of a match for those probes for sure. Secret base of the old dude's second nexus gone. All he's got left here is this base at the back. Lings are slowly knocking it down, but losing stuff quickly is Laughingman. Trying to expand along this right side is Laughingman too. Trying to hold on to it here. The Templar Archives going getting knocked down there at the same time. We got ourselves Cybercore on fire as well, and this is not... Oh my gosh, how... It's going to be close. This army is going to take care of this hatch while the Zerg army is taking care of his stuff. Can he take down what's left of the Protoss player? No, he's got... Oh, I thought that was a pylon. Old dude needs to make a pylon or something. He needs to throw down... Okay, he's got a pylon in the middle of the map. Okay, that's his last remaining structure other than this one up here, which... No. Don't leave it. Don't leave... Okay, he is going back. He is going back to take down this pylon, which is great, but he still has this other pylon to deal with. Meanwhile, the army of the old dude comes all the way home, and he is mad. Oh, he's got high positioning on a ramp as well. These Lings are running right into Archons. Oh, just getting melted alive. The Hydra Ultra pretty good here against these Archons, though, tanking as well as they can. Or the Ultras, the Hydra's tearing through these Archons. Wow! But from the backside come the Colossus and the Carriers, and that's going to be all she wrote for the Zerg army. The Overseers, the last things to fall. There were several Overseers, actually. Bam. And that's it. Laughingman's out. He had a hatchery left. There was a pylon left. Is that right? Structures. Yep. A hatchery and a pylon left. The old dude is your victor. And Laughingman leaves the game. Wow. Are we still doing this? Why are we still doing this? All right. We're going to have to quiet this up just a little bit. So resources lost in this game. 32,000 for the Protoss player and 36 for Laughingman. So, I don't know, pretty close for like a 23-minute macro-style game here. 8 Archons dead, 279 Lings, 37 Hydras, 5 Ultras. That's a lot of dead Archons there. Any Carriers die? None of the Carriers died in this game. That's huge. That's a big deal, honestly, for the Protoss. And he out. He's still in. He's still in. Is the old dude. 23 minutes and 58 seconds. And he does decide it's time to go home. All right, so he got it. He got it. And Laughingman, left with his one hatchery, was forced to get out. Yeah, that direct confrontation is what really killed him. I feel like this... I don't think this pylon was defended at all. If some Lings managed to get around the back side and sneak around and kill it, I think the Zerg player could have won, but that's the kind of map awareness you don't expect in Into the Void. So that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload and an Into the Void as well. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. go ahead and hit that. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
Broken and ashamed by what you have done. There is no redemption, and so you must run. And it's taken your heart and broken your soul. You cannot go back until you're made whole. And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void to find a place you can live, a place you can love. Is it just an illusion? When push comes to shove, there's a light upon you, and you follow it on, looking for a reason and a way to atone. All around you, the planets and stars, you're lost in a maelstrom of a great new unknown. And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void to find a place you can live, a place you can love. Is it just an illusion? When push comes to shove, and you're running into the void. You go searching into the void. And you're running into the void.